Hello, welcome to the stream. Today is just gonna be just chatter, and feel free to ask me any questions about pertaining to my religion, faith, and possibly ask me any hard questions you want to know about me, and I'll answer those right away. For right now, I have Brotato in the background. That way, we have some little bit of music in the background that's still legally legally allowed for me to stream since I'm playing the game while we're talking. So feel free to get to know me. Today is kind of like a religious kind of stream, so as usual, I may think about doing a little bit of prayer before I get fully started. So that's embarrassing to try to do prayer on stream. It's okay. No worries. I got you. You're doing fine, Gwen. I knew you were hacked. You're fine. It's okay. So right now we're just having a little bit of game in the background. But yeah, this is me talking about my former femboy life, as it were. A little bit of that, anyway. So feel free to ask me about why I'm not a femboy really much anymore, and why I'm not so adamant on the whole pride flag thing. But I do understand people do this, and I want to respect y'all's ways of life. I'm not going to trash you guys on that. That everyone makes choices in life, and I too make choices. So I'm here to respect everybody as much as possible. So feel free to talk to me about anything. First, I'm going to make sure that my trackers are working just fine. V-Bridger. V-Bridger is good. I'm going to say the connection to my phone is just fine. Um, hmm. I would say everything looks okay. Okay. This is embarrassing, so please bear with me. This is a religious stream. I may pray at the very beginning of the stream, so here goes nothing. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity it is for me to stream to the public today. No matter who is in the walk of life, faith, love, and happiness, or what provided them to watch me today, let your words be heard. For I know I am not a preacher, I am not a pastor, I am not anyone in your significance in your church staff. I'm just a silly VTuber doing your work for today. God bless these people who are coming in today to watch me stream and have a good time. Feel free to have anybody ask me any questions, as I know it's your day, Lord. So, since your son died for the cross, let me do the service for him too. So, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. It's weird having to do prayers. I thank you guys for bearing with that. Like I said, I am not a deacon. I am not a pastor. I am not anybody in the high-ranking church and file. I am just somebody on the internet who is trying to do a little bit of religious chatter. I also want to make sure that my audio is just fine. My audio is just fine. Cool beans. So for right now, we'll go ahead and play our little Brotato game. And feel free to drop me down any questions, and I'll make sure I read these one at a time to give you guys your own floor. And I promise you, I do not have any answers. I am not a know-it-all. So, yeah, honestly, I haven't been able to go to church at all myself. I used to a little bit. There was one in the city I would often go to. But due to circumstances, I had to stay with my grandmother and make sure that she is well helped on the lake. Since I basically work at the factory, I'm a boat mechanic, and I help make sure people get rented on their boats. and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard for me to be in a body of Christ to congregate with the other fellow Christians to do fellowship. So this resorts for me having to do all my streams as of today. This is my first time ever doing it, so it is very very interesting to see where God would take me on this one. But yeah. I wanted to be a summoner for this one. I want to... I wanted to get that new DLC for Brotato. I don't know how I should do that. Where's Steam? No, honestly, I think my favorite book of the Bible is Revelations because everything gets whacked by the time God comes back. Edging to this right now? Oh, you liking the Brotato music in the background, or are you actually interested in the whole religious kind of stream? And also, it's nice to see you, Nick. Oh yeah. So, Gwen, remember we're trying to be respectful here. I think I kind of knew what Nick meant by quote edging to this right now. He probably likes how I'm being more based about my stream, which I highly respect that. Thank you, Nick. And thank you for that follow, Haven Quest. Mm, I guess since... Oh, now you can actually spam your emotes. I think I'm allowing everyone to spam their emotes. Because why do I want that as a paywall? Everyone should have fun at least. So for right now, what kind of religious questions you want to ask me or know about me, and I'll provide a testimony to that, and then we can probably get to that as well. Also, ooh, got a little lightheaded. I looked up and I was trying to figure out where my mic is. So no, I'm not trying to look down on you humans. Nah, that's not my plan today. I'm not looking down on anybody. I've also noticed that in my Twitter, I'm starting to get followed by more adultish content. It's like, what allowed me to follow? What's happening to my following? I've also noticed that there's a lot of adult bots. So I thought about maybe if I need to start filtering out some of these issues, that maybe that it can help me out in the long run. Right. This is starting to get slightly annoying. There we go. I'm adjusting the camera and the lights as we speak. Ack. There we go. Trying to find like the better placement, as it were, so that my mouth is not so plasticky. It's not just a sudden straight line while I have words. Let's see. What's up, Rune? It's nice to meet you. It's okay. If you curse, it's fine. I do want to say just keep it at a dull, but it's okay. Um, Not much. Tell me a bit about yourself, Rune Kaiser. My expressions are almost automatic, so it depends on my facial expressions. Whenever I smile more, it's more blush. Whenever I frown, I cry. Ah, well, thank you for returning back. There will be more opportunities as soon as I make a schedule. I'm still trying to balance out between factory work and boat mechanics about VTubing and what kind of days and what kind of games that are appropriate for which days. So I gotta figure out how I need to work with that. But yeah, if you got any kind of religious questions or about my testimony about being a former fanboy, feel free to ask me right away. Brotato is just mainly a relaxing game in the background and just some basic music ambiance. Oh, I should have smacked that tree! Yes, No, you heard correctly. I work two physical jobs. I'm a factory worker, and I'm a boat mechanic. That's mainly why it's kind of hard for me to do streams. I don't want to suffer burnout. At the same time, I don't want to lose y'all's attention either. Yeah, no, you heard that correctly, though. I want range. I want plank. And save up money as much as I can. Yes. Yes, you get it. You definitely do. Oh yeah, it's like whenever I get home, I don't really. It's like I really need to like clean the house. I need to sort out the stuff. Anytime I go home, I am a pancake. I mean, I am a literal definition of a pancake. I will belly flop on the bed as if I'm going to belly flop in a pool and just not exist for how many hours I can get out of the day before I'm summoned for the other job. It's part of why I almost just like want to make myself a team up link. Just assign myself a specific day and then let y'all see how busy my schedule is to know which days I'm actually working on VTubing and which days I am doing IRL torture. I mean, working. Oh, ow, 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 ow. I need some luck. I need some damage. So what is precise and... Oh, okay. One of my jobs is about 15 minutes away, and the other one's about 35 minutes away. I live out in the middle of nowhere. Get a treat. There we go. I got a treat. Oh, get back over here. Yes. No. I almost smacked the sucker. And that's true. I mean, you're an electrician. You tour around and you actually work on stuff. Do more damage. I need some crit. Oh, engineering does have a factor. And another plank for me. Thank you very much. There was actually one thing I kind of wanted to have looked at on the lake. Whoever installed the wiring last didn't have the proper knowledge of electricity. They had basically a 16 gauge wire, and what's really needed out in the dock is like 200 amp service. So you would actually need a 4 or 2 gauge wire. But since they didn't listen to us, and now we gotta deal with the blowback of it. It sucks year round when it comes to trying to get people to say, hey, we can't really let your boats charge on the lake because somebody didn't have proper electric knowledge to actually charge your boats with. Nah, I did not die. You have no faith in me, Brock. Never had faith in me, eh? I don't need range where I'm going. Yes, I need more planks. Here we go. Yeah, you would have to because there are about 31 boats. And each, no, 31, yeah, 31 boats. About 11 or 12 poles that they are paired. Each of them are going to have at least 15 amps of circuit breakers attached to those poles, so they're basically taking a trickle charge on the battery charger, which takes a 5 amp, a 10 amp, 15 amp, no, 5, 15, 20, and 75. And since we don't want people to get too greedy on the amperage, we want them to be at least trickle charge their boat overnight. So we want them to be at least 5 amps. The problem is when we have our current setup, we'll only have 3 of the 31 boats actually charge at night with that small gauge wire. Like, we need a proper electrician to come out and look at it, and that's not. No, the chargers themselves are plug-in AC. They already have their own rectifier and stuff built in inside it. That's how they're able to charge the batteries. I get a turret. I wish I can have some expressions be vocally activated so my eyes can derp out if I make a specific sound or a specific tone. That would be hilarious, and I don't know how to rig that yet. Right now, the only thing that my VTuber software does is only based on my facial expression, not by actual tone. So it's kind of hard to pop a tear whenever you can't have master all the elements to it. I want all the range. I want the damage. This is what I was looking for. It does, incredibly. And it was infuriating for my grandmother as well as myself. Because when I talked to a Lowe's associate, and talked to him about my plans, about what I wanted to do, he said, yeah, what you were going to do is correct. What the other guy didn't do is awful. He's surprised that our wires have not burned down yet. Fortunately for me, he had a 20 amp breaker in the conduit. So at least it wouldn't burn down that fast. But still, 20 amps will only feed on 3 boats. Because you gotta account for peak power that's coming out. Yeah, it's just a mess. So we gotta wait and see what the city wants to do and then work our way through it. Customers aren't happy, but at least my grandmother and I knew what we're talking about, even though we're not electricians. But yeah, we did had a hack come through and just knew what they were doing and didn't listen to us. I'm gonna say at least one thing for as part of like my mini testimonial as per like a religious stream. God does things mysterious ways. For example, my car got totaled. That sucks. I could focus on that sucking so bad, but I have a better car. My credit card is paid off. And I don't have to worry about issues down the road. And of course, I'm on a 2-week workplace suspension because I was absent so much in a given time period. It could not have helped because my mother was going through something of car issues. My grandmother had a DKA episode, and I got in a car wreck. Oh, yeah, I agree. There is a lot that goes into electrical work. Whenever I try to go um, for a job as a maintenance person, they ask me, what do I know about this big, fancy AC circuits? I don't know much of anything. All I know is I have an ignition system in a boat that is AC powered. Yeah. If anything God has put into me, there is a positive outlook into it, and I'm actually starting to be a little bit more blessed. And sometimes things are not in my control for a reason. I was basically a depressed and anxious mess because I just can't get bearings or control about what's going on. Like, there's a lot of stressors that I just can't do on my own. So basically, I didn't really have like a bend down on a knee and pray. I just basically cried. And of course, about a week or two later, it was heard through a silver lining. So, there's always that. And thank you for that. Sometimes appreciation and outlook of life goes a long way. I'm getting lucky. I'm starting to get some crits. Yes. How big is my dodge? Not too big. I'm not gonna worry about that. Yes. No. Yes. I at least need that. Yep, I hear ya. Rest well, Rune Kaiser. It's a pleasure to you dropping in onto the stream. And thank you for the notification turn on. Anything helps at this point. And I'm glad that see that you're enjoying the stream. Rest well, stay safe, and God bless. I'll be up almost all night. Ow. Ow. No. Well, there's death. See ya, Rune. Trees die in one hit, and I need some crit. Red eyes! Yeah, so much has happened in the past 2 weeks that I'm not really viewing the whole workplace suspension in a negative light. I'm actually thankful that it happened. It just gave me just enough of a breather to actually try to survive it out. I didn't need that. Okay, I don't have to dodge. feel free to share a little bit about yourselves too. This is a bit of a mingling session, so if you don't know about Jesus, feel free to ask me. If you do, tell me about your story. That's some nice bit of luck, actually. That will be useful. That will be useful. And yes. has some powerful sparks now. A love multitasker. He could have twice the amount of weapons that a typical potato would carry. And you could just see how he's just decimating the field. That's what I needed at the very beginning, is this ring. I get 2 of them. Nice. So how y'all enjoying the stream so far? I know it's not really much of a religious stream, but the floor is always open. Yay! I killed a boss. Barely. There's actually going to be a big testimony reveal on X. If y'all end up logging in, you'll actually see my pin post. I'm actually trying to spread awareness before I start making my big testimonial review. That will tell you more about why I'm no longer really a femboy. I don't play around with guys anymore. I don't really do that. But there's reasons for everything, and not. I never want to diss anybody because these are choices that I made on my own. Doesn't mean that anybody has to. But there are things that I chose for religious reasons and something that's beneficial for my own health. And that's part of why I'm having this religious discussion today. So if you guys have any questions you want me to answer, feel free to ask away. I'm always here anytime. Oh, I want that. Hang on, ow. Yeah, no, just give me that red blade. I really want that. let me kind of make things a little smaller. I think that's about right. That way y'all can kind of see a little bit more of the gameplay as well. I'm definitely feeling that jet lag a little bit, just a tiny bit. Everything's sparks blind today. Oh, jeez. Good evening, guys. How are y'all doing today? My goodness, I'm still partially not awake. Feel free to ask me any questions you want about my faith, or why I'm a former femboy, or just hit me with your hard questions. I'll answer them. How about that? All I gotta say is that for me to try to take things into control, it's not giving him any honors. Instead, I can demonstrate why. During the wreck that I had about a month ago, I got a rental car. It was basically a cheap Gladiator. Fancy. I didn't know why I needed the vehicle, but something deep down inside is like, I'm not going to argue. This is going to be a vehicle I'm going to need for right now. And I had that vehicle for about 3 weeks. Because I was not sure what my fate of my car was going to be. Somebody say it could be totaled, some say it could be revived, or then went back to being totaled. It was a big back and forth thing going on, and it was basically a headache. But the first time they said that it's going to be totaled out, it's going to be sent to like a Coparts, where it's basically going to be turned into scrap, and everyone's going to take pieces off the car. I was devastated. I was worried that I was going to lose my car. So I was wondering why. Why this? Then the Jeep Gladiator came to handy because I took everything out of that car before it was sent to the junkyard. It's like, okay, this vehicle is rather helpful. And I kind of liked the Jeep. I wish I had it. It was nice. So for a while, I've ridden on that Jeep for about 3 weeks. The bill was pretty expensive, about $800 at the final end. 800 for me, 800 for my insurance. It was not cheap. And I was worried about how much debt I was accruing with my credit cards. Like, God help me figure out what's going on. I can't handle this financial burden any longer. It's going to turn into a giant monthly income that I cannot handle. Monthly expenses. Because I was basically paying $400 a month on my credit card, and I was not catching up. I was just basically staying stagnant. I was worried. I was like, God, please help me. I'm not sure what your plan is, but let it go in motion. I just know I need help. And I tell myself in the background, God always provides a way out of any situation. No matter how deadly it is, no matter how extremely strenuous, there's always a way out. And believe it or not, with that Jeep Gladiator being there, and I was able to load the stuff onto the vehicle, I had to say goodbyes to the first car that I bought brand new. And I got myself a Nissan Juke. It's a very weird car. It's weird enough that it warranted not only just my attention, I had both my divorced parents watching out for me. I had my dad look at one end of the thing. I had mom look on the other end on both the car site, Kelly Blue Book, everywhere. We were looking for SUVs with all-wheel drive because I can't trust my road. And the road is literally just one car wide only. There's no tire markers. There's no street markers at all. There's no street stripes or anything. Just straight out. Instead of a gravel road, just road. About that wide. It could easily be in a wreck with anybody, and it's scary to think about that. But I remember, God is in control, not me. let this be his fight, not mine. I'm just here for the ride. I'm seeing what God's going to do for me. Sure enough, after me looking at the Nissan Juke, I was like, maybe I should give this car a chance. And Mom and Dad kind of looked at it originally and said, yeah, this looks okay. So, got to the dealership. It's not like your main dealership, like Neil Huffman Nissan or Oxmoor Toyota or any of the big name dealers here in Kentucky. I was like, okay. Maybe we could work something out. So after a little while, I looked at the car, top to bottom. I was with my dad. And we kind of gave it a good general look. I even had my tester, make sure there was nothing too faulty. The only thing that's screaming at me was basically a damn fuel cap. That fuel cap was basically annoying. But we can't really do much of anything about that. So we just decided, okay. The car is in good, healthy condition. A student drove it. And so far, there wasn't anything issues. It's like, okay. This car has solved two problems. It solved my point A to point B. And it's helped my credit card debt immensely. So I'm not worried I have to pay $400 a month on credit card debt. Credit cards are useful for emergency purchases and making sure your credit score is good. What it's not supposed to be is your general shopping card. You don't want to treat your credit card as if it's a shopping cart. Financial advice. Trust me. It almost cost me $400 a month doing that. What I mean to say is, if God was not in control, I would not be here today. I would cancel my VTubing career. I would not be here. Because there was so much stress that it was just overburdening. Right now, I still work 2 jobs. I'm a factory worker, and I'm a boat mechanic. Whatever I can do to get the bills paid and less reliance on you guys on support, I never want to ask my audience support. I never really want that. Because I know how tight it is for Americans. At least I understand where the Americans come from. Because I'm an American too. I know how crappy our economy is. And that's mainly why I haven't dropped have a 5-month support or anything. Because, again, I'm not going to ask anybody's cold hard money if it's something that I know that y'all could just have fun, chat, just be yourselves. Maybe down the road if I got I don't know, 1,000 concurrent views, and that's a big goal. That is a really, really big goal. And right now, I just don't want to do that. I just want y'all to come in. I want y'all to feel welcome. Much like what God gave me. And after all, this is not really my show I'm running. It's his show. It's why I have crosses on my ears. I have crosses on my chest. If I can zoom in on my avatar real quick. Oh wait, never mind. It's not there. Let's go back to the YouTube studio real quick. I don't know why it did that. So, if I were to zoom out real quick, even my tussles or something below has these little crosses on them as well. Meaning to say, I am a Christian VTuber. I may act sus. That's anybody. I am not perfect. To expect me to be a Christian VTuber that is absolutely no cursing, none of that, that tells me I can't be perfect because everyone has high standards. I don't want to feel like anybody has high standards. God freed me from most of my sin. I don't steal from my parents. I don't lie to my parents. Rather, I don't lie to anybody. There's some sins he can easily forgive me for, and others I have a long battle. And that's one of them. I'm not sus for bed behavior because that is the worst sin I have to go through. And that's like fighting with hormones. That is fighting with everything. Am I a clean Christian? No. I can just outright tell you I am flawed. I will never pretend to be the holier than thou art Christian. I know for dead certain. I know for dead certain that I am no better than anybody here. To think I'm better than anybody here is wrong. And rather, I just want people to be treated the way they want to be treated. If I treat you with kindness, I kind of want that back. It's a give and take situation where everyone should be just civil and respect each other. It's why a long time ago when Christians had the debate against LGBT, specifically those four letters, before they expanded to what they are today, we were the live and let live kind of crowd. We want, if you guys are going to have gay marriages, that's fine. You guys can have your gay marriages, y'all can have all that. Just don't do it in a Christian church. Because in the Christian church, we have a marriage that's basically based for a man and a woman. And that's the still belief that I have today. I have trans friends that understands my beliefs. And they understand that. Because I was there before their transition. I was never mean. You can ask some of my friends here. I'm not sure if they're watching me right now, but if they ever look back, they was like, yeah, he's a nice guy. He don't treat me bad at all. For other people that I do, I sincerely apologize. There are times that I'm not perfect at all. Some people would say I'm very kind and very generous, all that. While I appreciate the compliments, I just felt like it's not deserved because I'm still going through a lot of things. Everybody goes through things. But it's why God created me this way. It's to make me feel relevant enough that people can come to me for anything. Whether it be venting to me in a DM about losing a cat, or having to deal with how to talk with their parents, or how to deal with finances. I'll be here. I'll be ready to listen. I am no expert by any means. I'm not Superman. Superman is Jesus Christ himself. And that was basically that for me. I kind of just lived that life where, in this recent development of, workplace suspension has taught me that nothing was ever in my control to begin with. It's on God's time, not mine. So I just kind of have to sit back and let Jesus take the wheel. Let me go with this whole country song with all over again. Yeah, no, but yeah, letting Jesus take the wheel is one of the hardest things as a person that wants to do things himself and rather not ask for help. That was a hard lesson for me. And fortunately, it was not a lesson that I cannot live without. So while I was basically getting a new vehicle, while I was getting my credit card paid off, I was still waiting for my roof to be repaired for about 2 years. And I was worried that my insurance will not cover me anymore. And yet, I went right in the office, talked to my agent, and say, hey, I have roof damage that I've still talked to people, and I was not getting anybody. Can you have somebody just look at the roof at least? Within the next 2 days, I had basically 8 lovely gentlemen, Hispanics, who installed my lovely green roof on top of my house. Within 6 hours. 6 hours. I was waiting for 2 years to get my roof done, for me calling, where I could just yield that control to my agent. And then it was done in 6 hours, in 2 days of waiting. I cried. Because not only did I not have to pay the difference, I was able to use that difference to help pay off other debt. So, frankly, I'm happy where I'm at right now. I'm less financially burdened on myself. I thank God every day for this. I'm not fired from my job because I missed out more days in a given year than other people. And I'm glad the policy have changed so I didn't have to lose my job. God works in mysterious ways. It's just letting Him take control versus me trying to fight my way through it. And that was basically my lesson within 1 month. I just hope I can continue this life knowing that you guys are here. We're all having a good time. We're all being civil. And y'all understand me a little bit better or get to know me better. That's all I ever ask. Sometimes we just need a little bit of kindness in this world, and frankly, it's a little overdue. I'm just glad you guys are here with me, is all. Hearing my small testimony before I go to work tomorrow. Oh well, I died. That was quick. Do I have that ethereal? No, I don't. Right now, let's continue. But yeah, feel free to ask me any questions you guys want to know about me, and we'll see how well this religious chat stream can go. But yeah, I'm just here, I guess, existing. Just to get to know everybody better. Actually, maybe just tell me a little bit about more about you guys. What walk of life you guys are. Are y'all Christian? Are you not? Why it is y'all choose to do so? And we'll just tell each other our stories. You know, have a little bit of a campfire, for Pete's sake. I'll take luck any day. Potato thrower. Nice, but I don't think I'm gonna need you today. Yes. Definitely need that and another axe. We'll need more crit. Yeah, later on, hopefully I can reveal my biggest testimony of all time. That will cover everything from adolescence, childhood years, and my current life. That requires a lot of awareness and a lot of my message being spread first. So if you guys want to do me a favor, that would actually help me out. If you go on Twitter to see my pinned post, feel free to help push that little bit of the requirement there so that I can actually help spread awareness of my testimony. Not only will this help everyone be more aware of what's going on in my life, but it helps maybe answer some questions as to what's going on in this world somewhat. But I am proud to have you guys watch me today. It means a lot whenever I try to do this weird of a religious somewhat stream as a first off. Because it allows me to open a door to answer any questions you may have either of my faith or actually give me some pointers. because I am not good at talking about religious stuff. I am no preacher. I am no deacon. I am no pope. I'm just a silly guy doing silly stuff on the internet. If it means helping out people in life, I will do my God-given duty to make sure everybody's helpful. I want to make sure people are there for me where I could be there for them. It just takes one kind of step at a time, I believe. I've actually been working on an interesting project as well that deals with a lot of electrical motors and all that good stuff too. Hell, I might even create the most cursed cryptocurrency ever. I'm not sure, but I'm not given this knowledge without no reason. So I'm hoping to do God proud by using it wisely. I'm not sure if X chat would be able to show up at all. I do know that my Twitter, my Twitch, and my YouTube feed in this main feed. If some of you are on X, feel free to post somewhere on there for the chat, and I hope it actually spawns. If not, I'm gonna have to find a way to actually get X to be put on the mainstream. I have a feeling that the X crowd is being silenced. And I need to know why. It's crazy. I'm starting to pick up some damage. It's wild. That is very wild. So I have a feeling most of you guys are watching right now are from my ex crowd. I do know that Twitch right now has emote support, and you don't have to be a subscriber. You can just basically hit me with all those emotes that you wish, desire. I'm not gonna basically subscribe lock that. That's stupid. Well, range. How big is range? Range, nah. Yes. Actually, I'm going to do myself a favor. I'm going to take that pause right there. I'm going to actually look on X and see if it might be just an Elon Musk issue or if it's something that's on my stream. Oh no, actually, X does come through. Nice. Okay. So that works. That's strange. That's strange indeed. By the way, I'm happy. Happy that everything is kind of working the way they're expected to be. I could take a little bit of attack speed. I could take that, definitely. More attack speed, please. Thank you. I'll have that. I would love to have some turrets. There we go. Awesome sauce. Oh, it's gonna be interesting to get back to work now. I just gotta figure out how I'm gonna work that work schedule and make sure you guys get the attention span you guys deserve. What it's actually gonna be for what games on what days. I still have the whole Skyrim level 1 playthrough I need to get through as well. With Inigo and my caravan followers. Yeah, there's a lot of things I need to catch up on. That's a lot of damage so far. It's crazy. There we go. Now I got the boss chest. the yes amount of you can never have too many axes. I also need to work on like an engagement Discord bot if I were to have a Discord community, so y'all can have some free redeems as to what I should be able to play next. And no, I'm not gonna lock it in a paywall. That's the one of the stupidest things I could ever do. is legendary. Oh, ew, why would I want that? Ugh. Ah, close. So I did win over my max. Hmm. I will go ahead and retire for the night. You guys have been lovely to stream with. And thank you all for coming by and say hello, get to know me better. Until then, thank you all for making this a successful stream. Till the next time, stay safe and God bless.